I'm Daniel Gomez. I'm the sous chef at Oaknoll.
I'm Tim. I'm the manager over at East Dining.
I'm Lynn. I'm the Spring Street Dining Supervisor.
And I'm Taylor, Assistant Director, mostly down in the Hope area at the license area.
I'm just going to go ahead and have Taylor start. There's going to be a lot of information we're going to show here, and I think you know this, but as we go through it, there was a lot of stuff that I really learned and that I was surprised by when he presented all this to us. And so he did a really nice job of coming up with some information. So Taylor, go ahead.
Shocker, inflation. I think everyone's aware of that. Just kind of want to point out some main things that we have noticed here at Oaknoll out in the grocery store personally for ourselves. That of course has drastically gone up over the last 3 years. So a few other things that I just want to point out. So we all know personally how this has affected us and the different cost products going up. But for elementary schools, secondary schools, colleges, healthcare facilities, and hospitals, is actually been a 254% increase over the last 2 years. Yes, and so it's drastic. I mean, because fuel getting there, cost for employees. I mean, everyone knows. I mean, it was a money market there for a while. I mean, we were at the call of all the employees, like jumping ships to different jobs and for extra quarter. I mean, you can't blame anyone at this point in their lives when the cost of living has gone up drastically. So these are just simple examples. I'm not going to beat this to death because I know everyone's aware. So these is a top 16 list of products that we mostly order, our top 16 products that we order the most of. So you can kind of see, I highlighted the percentage of increase that we've been dealing with over the last 2 years. And a lot of this has gone up even more in the last year. The underlined and bold ones are our top 6 products. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, top 6 products that we order the most of, and they have had the most significant impact on us as well. I kind of made a little note down here of just those 6 items. It is an extra $24,000 cost for food service, which is 4% of our overall budget. I mean, so it's drastic. Sometimes we have seen a little bit of fluctuation going on, like with the eggs. I mean, we've had the cases as high as $120 a case until as low as $35. So it's kind of, when we see that it's cheap, we can buy up as much as we can, but we can't buy too much because then we're just letting it go to waste in the end. So, Daniel, did you have anything you want to add about this slide? Right?
No.
Yeah, I was like, the other thing I was just going to point out, ground beef, so 310 went up to 361, 16% doesn't seem like a lot, but when we're buying hundreds of pounds of it, I mean, it adds up over time.
The bacon, 18%, that's our #1 selling item at Oaknoll that we purchase. We purchase more bacon than anything else, and that's something that Kim was like, "You gotta be kidding me, why are you buying so much bacon for?" And that's been that way forever. It's the #1, so an 18% just on bacon costs. So, right ahead.
Is this a 2-year increase? Is that what you're talking about? I just want to know the basis.
Yes, these numbers are in 1 year
For the
of
last year.
increase for last year. Yeah.
So one thing that we're looking at is what we've always done is just a July increase every year on our menus. That's something we're going to have to go away from because what's happened is the last year, here eventually you'll see the slides, you've been getting a deal because we haven't raised the prices any year. And we bit the cost of these prices. So what we'll do is we'll have to increase as we go along. But also salmon. There's a good possibility that's going to go down. And if it goes down, we'll lower that also. So that's something that we'll just constantly work with and work during the course of the year is to make that happen. So hopefully we can drop some prices on some stuff. But as you can see, just 4% on 16 items on 6 items. So we've just been taking a beating as far as you know, when you go to the grocery store. Things that I've noticed in the past year Triscuits, that you get at the grocery store, they've gone up $1 a box. Soup has gone up 80 cents a can. What's the other ones?
The little honey bears.
Little honey bears, $1 more. Aluminum foil and Ziploc bags. I just started buying them from the grocery store like 3 or 4 months ago. They have gone up from $1.20 and to $1.50 for what I've been purchasing. So as I order things from Hy-Vee and put it in the market, we do about a 5% markup on those items. And so I have to immediately respond to that just because of all the all the stuff that's going up. Milk also, half gallon of milk has gone up $1 in the last year. It's just constantly, it's just been one of those things that is constantly going up. We have made some adjustments to products. Bacon is one of those that we've made an adjustment to. We've got a different bacon supplier that we're using right now. And that's been going on for about 3 months. And nobody noticed a difference. In fact, when we did some taste tests, some people thought the bacon that we brought in was actually better. The chicken breast, we've changed that. We've changed asparagus in the sense of asparagus is just so expensive, you're going to see it less on the menu right now. Grapes. Grapes is something right now that's just a market thing that's going on right now, so hopefully it'll come down. We're not ordering any grapes at all, so you can't get them in the market or any place at Oaknoll. We're not putting them in fruit cups or anything. Ground beef, we went with a little different supplier, and we actually increased the size of the burger patty, and it's still come out to be a better patty and a little bit bigger, and it's costing us less. So you're getting actually a little bit bigger burger patty there. Butter, we're using butter for all of our sauces on your meats items. So when you get a beurre blanc sauce or something, we're using the butter. But in all of our baking, we switched to a blend, which is a butter margarine blend. At first, you notice a little bit different color in the whipped topping that was on the cakes and stuff. But now we've worked that out, and again, nobody's noticed. The only time somebody noticed, they said, it really tastes good, but it's a different color. That's just because we had to work out, using the difference. So that's worked out nice. I think that's pretty much it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess the other thing I was just going to add, we weren't going to go through and switch a bunch of products around because we truly want quality products. So, that was something we really took the time between all of us and just really talked through and tried out the products before we even introduced it and decided we were making the switch. So we were, very thoughtful about that. And then also too, with things in the grocery store, when we see that we can get things in bulk that are on sale, we will buy up what we can, especially if we can store it for a long period of time. So we're trying our best, to cost save on our end as much as possible.
So for Memorial Day, we got a good deal on bratwurst from the local supplier. We brought them in. We tested them that morning and went, ooh, they taste more like sausage than bratwurst. The compliments we got from everybody was they really liked them. So we'll probably go ahead and use those again for the next holiday. 4th of July is coming up real soon. We're going to be introducing that menu. As hot as it's been, I got a feeling it's probably going to be up here again this year because it seems like we're about we're 2 for 6 or 8 that we've actually been able to do it outside. But we plan on having that up here. We'll have the hot dogs or bratwurst, hamburgers, and ribs on the July 4th barbecue during lunch hour. So excited to do that again. Also, just like when you go to the grocery store and buy spaghetti at 89 cents, we get a supplier, PFG, that will send us out and say, hey, we have fresh hamburger patties that we need to get rid of, and they give it to us at $10 a case off or $20 a case. We've got the buying power where we can go ahead and buy those in, freeze them, and then go ahead and use them for events like that. So we'll buy up in bulk anytime we can to try to save money to help out with all that. We do have a lot of new items that we're adding to the menu. Also, not a lot, but we're adding new items. So we try to do that usually 4 times a year. So you're going to see new salads. You're going to see a bratwurst in the oak room and a hot dog in the oak room, bratwurst in third on third all the time. So anytime you want to do that, you can get that. You're going to see different salads coming out, of course. You're going to see a third on third. You're going to see a focaccia roast beef. You're going to see a black bean and corn salad. You're going to see a lemon mousse tart for the dessert. And then in the oak room, you're going to see the hot dog. You're going to see at night, we're going to go to clam corn chowder. And we're going to see the pasta is going to be served with garlic bread. And we've had shrimp. We have a shrimp and corn salad. So what that means is that we'll have shrimp available that you can put on your pasta. We're also going to have a berry spinach salad. And then our dessert, we're going to have the cheesecake still, and we're going to have the chocolate caramel tart in the oak room. So changes there. We have the menus up here, including Scotty's. Scotty's got quite a few additions that they've added. The thing about it, there's a couple typos on it. So they're due July 1st, and she got them to me by June 1st. She got them to me yesterday, 2 days ago. But there's a couple typos. Like one of the salads is the old salad, but it's got a new name on it. So it's a shrimp salad with no shrimp. And we've got a, I think the may got changed, but one of the guest pricing is $107.13. So we'll get those corrected and taken care of, and then we'll get these out. But I did bring them, so all the menus are here, and they've got a note on the bottom that says not final, so that way you can grab what you'd like and look at them.
Well, and since you brought up Scotty's, Tim, do you kind of want to talk about some new things that have been going on over at Scotty's?
Within the past month or so. Okay, so Scotty's has actually undergone a cosmetic overhaul a little bit. So we've got carpet installed now. There's new tablecloths, new napkins. There's kind of a new feel ambiance in there. For those of you that were worried about the sound levels in there, I know that was a big complaint. A lot of that has been taken care of with the changes that have gone in. We have also introduced doing buffets over there as well as plated meals. So depending on the meal, we have a cold table that will hold a salad bar over there now. We have the wells over there for the hot food. And so depending on the day that you come, it could be plated, it could be buffet, because we kind of decide based on the meal which it'll be. Other than that, all of our menu changes will be on the menu. We've got some good stuff coming up. We're really excited. And you're all welcome all the time. We hope to see you there. I know transportation can be difficult sometimes, but we do love to see you come over there as well, and kind of vice versa with the East residents coming over here.
One of the changes that we got coming on, so we have Mother's Day, which is just past, Easter that's just past, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. So that's the 4 big meals that we have. Then we have 8 other months. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Sunday brunch 8 times a year. 4 times here, 4 times at East. So that way we can split them back and forth and take care. So now that he's got a buffet and the stuff available, he's going to be setting that up. So June 25th will be advertised. Is that right?
27th.
27th. 27th, that Sunday will be the first brunch over there. And then the next month we'll be here and back and forth as we go through. So that way, now that we're completely out of COVID, we feel like that we can do that and we can continue to move forward. So.
Tim, can you let us know where to find the most recent hours for Scotty's? It seems in the past, and maybe as a result of the pandemic, the hours changed quite regularly.
So yeah, that is something that we've been working on because there have been transitions to the hours. As some of you may know, we recently opened up Sundays and Mondays as well as the rest of the week. So we are open for breakfast Wednesday through Saturday, from 8:30 to 10, and then lunch, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 to 1:30, and then dinner, Monday through Saturday, 5 to 7. And then Sunday is going to be kind of, identical brunch hours as they have over here. We have updated all of the menus to kind of focus on that, because that is a big thing that's been changing frequently. We're hoping to get them kind of set in stone for a little bit, and yeah.
And they should be up to date on the app. I would have to check that, but there's a, going to Scotty's under that, going to dining under Scotty's, and then the hours. Sorry.
Reservations.
So the question is, do we want reservations? We prefer reservations if you know that you're going to be over there, because it helps us have an idea of how many people will be coming for like the specials and stuff like that. However, they're not required.
Yeah, so the same thing as here. We really encourage that. Sunday brunch is really going to be required, just because if we make prime rib for 50 people and 100 people show up, I got a feeling we're going to run out of prime rib, right? So we always want to be in that scenario. And then people ask me, why do you care on tonight? How many people are coming? Well, tonight we've got 2 servers in Lynn downstairs. We got me and 3 servers across the street. But if it's going to be busier over here, then I will send server A over here to help, and then I'll stay over there with the other 2 and be able to juggle that. Instead of in the middle of the rush, Lynn gets busy and she just assumes that we're busy in the Oak Room, and I'm just over there talking to people, having a good time. And then I find out the next day that she was really busy. So it's good to be able to juggle that in the future. And in the memo today, it also talked about reservations for outside. So just remind us, if you're eating at Third on Third and you want to eat outside, to leave that message that says, yes, I would like to eat outside. Because what happens is people will show up and go outside, and then you want it outside, and you show up at 6 o'clock and all the outside tables are taken, and you're like, oh, I want it outside. We'll save you a table as long as we got enough tables. So, is that everything I need to say on that, Lynn? Okay.
All right, so about 4 months ago, I kind of started the process of going through to a lot of different local restaurants and stuff that kind of has different similarities to our menu items. Kind of took 8 of our top menu items to break down and compare pricing into what our new pricing will be here at Oaknoll. So here on the slide, you'll kind of see, so just as on our menu, the number that's in red is for guest pricing. The other number is the pricing to you as an Oaknoll resident. So a couple things. So I started this about 3 to 4 months ago, and actually had to scrap half my paper because I had to do a little bit more research a couple weeks ago and saw this wasn't matching up. So some of the places out in the community have already raised their prices since the first time I did it. And I noticed too that there were some menus at a few of the restaurants that had no pricing at all. Got to get kind of creative and get online and do online ordering for that to find out the actual price. I think the reasoning they're doing that is because they're going to fluctuate their price based on what they had to purchase the item for. Another thing that was very interesting, a lot of different places have dropped salmon as an add-on to your salad or into pastas. They dropped that completely off of their menu as an option just because the salmon prices have been so high lately too.
And everybody that gets salmon from the exact same place if you work in a restaurant in Iowa City. So it comes from Fortune Fish out of Chicago. They're the ones that distribute most every single restaurant. Unless you want a lower grade of salmon, then you can get it from PFG, and it's a product that's been frozen and brought in. So that product gets flown in overnight, and then they process it and send it to us. We skin it and portion it, and that's the salmon we use. And that's what Monica's uses, that's what 30 Hop uses, that's what a lot of places use. So, and so a perfect example was the burger. When I came up with $12.64, I always try to keep this price at or below a little bit what people in the community are charging, the guest pricing, because then you get a percentage off of that as a resident. And so when I gave Taylor $12.64, it was matching up with a lot of people in the community. But since then, you can notice that it has actually gone up a little bit more since then, gone up to, the percentage now off, we used to do 20%, it's going to be 15% now. There's a percentage off that to try to help us fight that cost. So a burger has gone up $1. Salmon Club has gone up, I think, like $1.50, something like that. I did not bring that menu with me. I thought I had it. Chicken sandwich, I think, is $1.50. So again, the 15% is happening because of what we've experienced. Some of the food costs that we've been producing has not been acceptable. I guarantee you, me and Juan at our previous job, when I worked at Carlos O'Kelly's and when Juan worked at Mondo's, we would not have kept our job with the percentage that we were running here in the last 3 or 4 months, because it's just been really, really high percentage. I mean, in the restaurant business, you try to stay around 30%, and we were way above that. So, thanks, Steve, for letting me keep my job.
Thanks for keeping your job, Bruce.
Yeah, here's just some other of our popular items that have gone up. I mean, I was baffled on the soups and how the different charges is. And Bluebird, I mean, they use a soup base. We try to make our soups all from scratch. So I see that our cost is pretty similar. They're a little lower than us, but there's a reason for that. So.
That's a company up in Cedar Rapids, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's basically they make the soup, they freeze it in this square block, and you take it, you put it in the warmer in the morning, you turn it on, it melts, and then you serve it for lunch out. So it's a pre-made frozen product versus a fresh product that we use. Tim talked about some items that he's going to do as buffets. As we are staffed right now, a plated meal is always better 90% of the time, better than a buffet. Meatloaf is probably pretty much the same either way, and people prefer going to meatloaf and grab it and purchase it, and just get it right out of the pan on the buffet line. But if you're doing a nice fish or something, it's nice to be able to grab that and have it heated to order and cooked to order and sent out to you. So our goal is in July is to have more and more plated meals. And so what we'll do is hopefully we can advertise most of them, but it may be one of those things you just call us and say, is tonight's meal going to be plated or is it going to be buffet? So as long as we've got the staff, we're going to continue to look at that and add more and more meals. So the price on the lunch buffet is going to go to $13.99. And that's one thing that we did not look at. But I know that like Pizza Ranch is probably the most economical place in town as far as, and they charge $14.99, $15.99, and $17.99 for dinner. Yeah. And then dinner, what we're going to do is we're going to have a set price. And the set price for the dinner buffet is going to be $14.99. And that's what it's always going to be, except on what we have is a chef signature dish. And that would be, when we get in like scallops or something really nice like that. We could do it for $14.99, but you would be disappointed when you got one scallop. So we'll charge you a little bit more and we'll give you a nice variety to be able to make it good. So we'll have those chef signature meals. Just always make sure if you're ordering food to be delivered to your room, ask what the soup of the day is. Ask what the salads of the day are. Go ahead and get the salad, the soup, and the fruit, because that's all included in the price, and we'll get it to you. So just know that to make it more economical for you. Inside of that, we have people that just order the potatoes, the vegetable, and the meat. Go ahead and get the soup and the salad so that way you have it, and it makes it more worth your while. We have to price everything assuming that everybody's going to get, everything. So, also Also desserts. You will see desserts featured more on the menus come in July for lunch and for dinner. So you'll see, like, you've seen that a little bit. In fact, we've had like 3 in the last week. Where Memorial Day, we had a special dessert for lunch and dinner. When we had the blueberry pie with, say that again?
It's the red, white, and blue pie.
What was the blueberry pie with? The blueberry cherry. That was Tuesday, right?
Turkey.
Turkey, with the turkey, yeah. So we had that there. So you're going to see a lot more of that. That's really nice. Staffing, in the building, we're doing better all around. So EVS is doing better, nursing is doing better, dining is doing better. Not hopefully we keep that process moving forward, and hopefully fall time we have the same success. It was a month ago, a resident's son emailed me the story, went to 30 Hop. Wow, it's dead in here. Why is it so dead? Walks in, the server says, you can have drinks. We had our cook not show up, so no food available. So, you know, it's still happening. We got one cook schedule doesn't show up, and then that's not good. So hopefully we can continue that. Juan wants to work with residents' favorites. He's had those in the past. He wants to continue to get you to submitting favorites and look at them and do that. So, got the wrong page here. One thing that we're changing also is barbecue night. So barbecue night is barbecue ribs every week. We're switching that to barbecue night. So the first Saturday of the month is going to be ribs. The second is going to be barbecue something else, third, fourth, and if there's 5, barbecue something else. So on the bottom of the menu, you're just going to see week 1 ribs, week 2 barbecue brisket, week 3 whatever it's going to be. And each month they might kind of change, and we'll see what's popular. We just feel like ribs is back to that point where people are like, you know, it's great to have ribs, but not every week. And we may change that up for different holidays. So like next year, July 4th, we're not going to have ribs at the 4th of July barbecue on Friday, and then the first Saturday have ribs. So we may switch that to the second Saturday. So Friday have ribs, Saturday have brisket, something like that. Talked about brunch, wine pricing, wine and beer. So that's another thing that's really gone crazy. So if you go to 30 Hop, they use Sea Glass and Proverbs wine. Okay, we use Sea Glass and Proverbs wine for some of ours also. They charge for a 6-ounce pour $8.99 to $10.95. We're going to go up to $6.49. So we're going up $1.20, I think it is, but it's still $6.49 versus, let's say, $9.50.
So it's happy hour all the time.
And somebody said that to me, and I said, well, we could charge these prices, $8 or let's say $9, and then do a happy hour. But I'd rather just do happy hour all the time and keep it at $6.40 because I just don't feel like I can say to you, we're going to raise the price of a 6-ounce pour $2.75. They charge $13.50 to $16.25 for a 9-ounce pour. Isn't that crazy? We're going to go all the way up to $8.19. So happy hour all the time. We will still continue to have beer and wine happy hours during, you know, like concert series, 4th of July, different things like that. So we're going to do that. This year's street party, everything's free except beer. We're going to do beer for sale at the street party this year. So that's coming up the 16th. I think that's right. Yeah. Talked about that. It's continually, what we can say is, continue to use the venues, continue to use your allowance. It's very important to have, the busier third on third gets, the more we can open it up more days. And we want to take advantage of that. And especially as you get older, you want to have more dining options available. So use it so that way they're open more, so that way on Tuesday night when you're older, you can say, I got 3 choices instead of Hope and Third on Third, got the bar, got all those different options. I didn't bring it, but we do have an updated catering menu also that'll be coming out in July. It'll be on the app, so as far as events and stuff, we do a lot of that type of thing. Always reach out to us, you know, we have families coming in, doing all of that. We're having a lot of memorial services going on now. We're back post-COVID stuff going on.
It says thank you because we truly appreciate all your guys' support, kind words. I mean, there's not a day that I would come to Oaknoll where I pass someone in the hallway where they have something kind to say about dining services, the staff, the food, and we truly appreciate it.
Tim, Lynn? Okay. Tim will pass out the microphone. Kathleen's got a question there. One thing I'll do as he's passing out the microphone, early and late deliveries, that's something that we're going to keep going on at this. You know, early, we try to get it there between 4:45 and 5. We started going a little bit earlier and I kicked them out of that. They're not going to be showing up at 4:30. And then late deliveries are after 6:30. So we just got to do that just because of the amount of deliveries that we're still doing for people that want deliveries to the room.
I was heartened to hear that they've done some sound attenuation out at Scotty's because there was a lot of clatter in Scotty's. There's a similar problem in the bistro. But one thing that is new that just is very irritating is that beeper, that buzzer, that sounds almost like the fire alarm in our apartment, or like there's a truck backing up.
Is that the timer for the pizza?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I don't ever recall hearing that until recently, but if something could be done about that, it would make it
Okay.
better.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And right behind her, I think there's somebody, Kathleen in front of you.
How come at Hope you get dessert of ice cream with your meal sometimes and nowhere else?
Well, that's a Peggy and I's thing. So we put that on the menu down there as one of the dessert options, just because it is a very popular thing down in the Hope dining room. A lot of times, actually, people will skip the dessert that we have on the menu and request ice cream. But I don't think that that's out of the question to be able to look at doing.
As we got more staff right now, we definitely could do a ice cream bar. July 4th, every year, we have the ice cream sundae bar that we put up outside or up here, and we always have great success with that. So,
but come down to Hope and have ice cream anytime.
I want a question. I was behind a lady one time, and we were having a wonderful meal that day, and she had 8 Tupperware containers, and she filled every one of them at least 3 times, and then went through the line and had her meal. Is that allowed?
I try to catch those people and let them know. Some of them are sneaky.
But I mean, she filled her whole walker, and I wanted to say something. I thought, well, that's not my job.
It's not your job, yeah. You can always pull me out in the hallway when you're leaving one day and say, I don't know the lady's name, the one in the green shirt that's named Bonnie. It's always the 2 Bonnies together that are causing
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, what it does is it just raises your costs more. And it's a buffet. When you go to Riverside Casino, you go to Pizza Ranch, any place like that, they don't let you do it, right? So I'm okay as long as you're taking a meal's worth. If you're taking a meal's worth, there's a lady that comes in every day and she takes a meal's worth and she has her own container and she doesn't want to use the place. And sometimes I think she's not taking her fair share. I'm okay with that, as long as you're just taking your fair share. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for your analysis of foods throughout Iowa City. Having been the sole person in our little household doing all the shopping the last 25 years, I can verify that what you're saying is correct, because I've noticed an unbelievable increase in prices. We are moving to here. We're at Oaknoll, at One Up now, and so we're moving here in July, and we're looking forward to participating in the meals and enjoying all the new menus that we've put together. Having said that, and appreciating a 15% increase overall. It seems to me that we would want a 15% increase also in our meal credits. And this might not be the place to to discuss that, but I would hope that the administration might consider that to sort of offset the 15% that you're going to increase the cost of our meals.
Anybody got their May statement yet for this month?
Okay.
So, not to scare you or anything, your monthly cost, of course, is going up per month, but also your credit is going from 140 to 150 beginning July 1st.
Oh.
So 10%.
So you answered my question.
And then the part of the problem we have with that is there's quite a few people that don't use their $140 a month. And so that's why we want to encourage people to use that $140 a month. And if you use the $150 a month now, then it encourages us to move forward. So just so you understand, the price is going up $85, and your meal credit's going from $140 to $150. We're not charging you an additional $10. We're just charging you $85 more per person, and your meal credit. So of that $85, you're actually going to get $10 more meal credit. So.
I have one other question I have. We're Kirkwood culinary class fans, and I wish they would start their dinners again. And since the pandemic, they stopped that. But have you tapped into that workforce out there, the interns, and having them rotate through your kitchens? And it would seem to me that there would be a great source for future employees.
So we got two things. One, we are going to start having special dinners now also that the pandemic's over. So that'd be something that we'll look at on like a Monday night, third on third, reservation only, 4-course meal, $45 or something like that, or $65 or $85. Something, nice meals. We've done those in the past. We used to do them probably twice a year, and that's something we want to get back on the calendar. And Kirkwood, unfortunately, is not a very good partner, I guess, is probably the best thing. So they have this little school over here that they train people in, and they have this restaurant over here that they need to keep operational. They take their students and put them in that restaurant and take advantage of them. So they take 95% because they love having those students working in their restaurants to make sure that they're successful. So they've never, I'm thinking it's Ray Mustin that sent me some information. He found an internship program that they had. Awesome. For 40 hours. A 40-hour internship. So, I mean, most of our cooks take 3 weeks at 40 hours to get up to par, to really know what we're doing because our menu changes so much. They were offering an internship for 40 hours. And I'm like, that's a waste of our time to have somebody come in and work 40 hours. And so, and he's looked at it, he's actually sat down and talked to people at Kirkwood and had no luck. So, it's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, thank you for asking that. He's coming right around this way.
Thank you. This is one of those bus questions. It's something about going over to Scotty's and vice versa.
Thank you very much. The brunch, we are working with Tony as we speak. He's supposed to be getting back to me for Sunday brunch. He's working on getting people over there. He told me he needed to assure that he had the driver and assure that the specific time. So it'd be a specific time because he has to go pick up people at church, bring them back, be able to pick up people, take them to East, and then do whatever he has to do other train, and then grab you guys and bring them back. So he's looking to go both ways with that. So, and then help me remember.
This is not.
I think they did do you remember the memo last year? Did they do the trips back and forth for the outdoor concert series? I'm trying to remember. I think they do, yeah.
It sounded to me like in that article I read that it was in city buses that were going to be taking people back and forth.
No, that's not. It would be, so that would be in the Acorns, but that would be our bus that would be doing that. Okay. Got up here, Tim, and then over here. Right here. Yeah.
Hey, with all the additional expense on food, what happens to food that's left over? I know we were, one evening, there were very few people in the oak room with a buffet, and then there must have been an awful lot of food there.
Yeah. So one of the things we do is we'll take that leftover food and make it into soups. So a lot of our food gets reused, and so we, you got ribs that will be made into a nice barbecue, whatever. In fact, we just had a salad that was made. Do you remember what that was, Daniel?
Pulled pork salad, yeah.
Pulled pork salad that was available for a couple days. Pulled pork.
So most of the food that gets left over, we try to use everything. Either gets used soups, cold salads. We try to find ways. We see the menu throughout the month. We're planning the menu throughout the month. Stuff that we could use, for example, if we have prime rib on one day, and then the next day we're going to have hot beef sandwiches. That prime rib that's left over, we can slice it, use it for the hot beef sandwiches. So we're always trying to plan out our menus to be able to reuse everything. I feel like we use between 80 and 90% of all the stuff that we use, and if not, we also contact Mary and we send stuff over her way if we can't find a use for it. So we're always reusing and finding everything so it doesn't get thrown away.
The biggest one is that prime rib. Where the prime rib, if you have prime rib, we can make it into roast beef sandwiches and things like that. We're in there.
All I'm wondering is, when you raise the prices, will the price on the market go up, and will that stay?
Yeah. So we're going to continue to use. Sorry. Oh, we're good. The market will continue to come out of your monthly allowance like it does now. So you can go with that information. Will go into your full count meal statements each month for the market. And then the market actually fluctuates all the time. So like the Triscuits, I order in Triscuits and I see that they've gone up another 30 cents. So I add 30 cents to the price that I had them at last week. And sometimes I've updated some things 3 or 4 times during the course of 2 months. I'm like, holy cow. Man, what's the orange jelly? Marmalade jelly. Everybody knew we couldn't get marmalade jelly. Hy-Vee didn't have it. Nobody had it. We couldn't get it any place. We couldn't even get those little square packets, the marmalade jelly problems. And so finally we got those now, and we're able to, get that. But it's marmalade jelly is a little bit, it's more expensive than the others now. I think I paid $2.69, $2.79, something like that. I think I sell all the thing in the grocery store for $2.89, the grapes and strawberry. And then the marmalade I paid $3.59 for, I think. And I sell it for $3.79. So I take advantages of anything that's on sale. I have things I always buy in my customer list, and I see something on sale. Whenever grape jelly goes on sale, I take advantage of it. I'm able to get a lot in, then I do that. Chicken noodle soup, chicken and rice soup, beef vegetable soup. I just found a special deal at Amazon, and I just bought 2 cases of all of those that are coming in tomorrow that, I'm still going to be able to sell soup at $1.79 or $1.80, I can't remember. Right now, Hy-Vee selling soup at $2.90. You can do that for a little can of soup. So, and we're selling a bowl of soup for how much? $4.95. Exactly, a little bit better. Okay. Next, somebody else have a hand up?
I've enjoyed the various positives that have been available, but there's just so many, and I enjoy salads. Is there a possibility of having spaghetti and meatballs, or is that an expensive item?
Actually, this Saturday. Is that okay? This Saturday for lunch, is that right, Daniel? You look at the this morning. Yeah, this Saturday. And the reason I know that is because I write out menus for a couple different people a week in advance, and that we do a pre-selected menu for people. And so, if you ask me what's in 2 weeks, I don't know, but I happen just to know that this Saturday is spaghetti and meatballs. So, Oak Room lunch hour. Oak Room lunch hour on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, put it on your calendar.
Is your pulled pork made from scratch, or is it already made?
Here. I tell you, there's very few things that we get in that are pre-made.
So our pulled pork, most of the time it comes from our local meat provider, the pork shoulder, pork butt, whatever we get, that's the price. And we smoke it or roast it throughout the whole night, 5 to 6 hours. We leave it overnight and then pull it the next day. So most of the stuff that we do is all made by us, all cut by us, or we portion it, we clean it, we try to do everything. Try not to use anything frozen, just because it might save you a couple of dollars, but the quality of the product is not the same.
I just have trouble with the understanding of the, I've ridden the buses here. Now, if I want to go over to Scotty's to eat breakfast or dinner or whatever, I have friends over there. So, where do I pick up the bus to?
So it's not all the time that it goes over there. Special events. So only if there's special events, and then it's posted. So the concert series will be posted in there. The brunch that I'm working on, but not every single night. And then Steve has something.
Or during the day, you could always make a reservation to go for lunch and just use regular transportation service.
So regular transportation service could get you over there. So you just call the day before and say, hey, I'd like to go over for lunch. And they would say, we'll take you over there at 11:30 or 12 or however their schedule looks. And then they would take you over there, pick you up, and bring you back. So you can do that Monday through Friday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I thought it was going to be all city buses.
Nope, that'd be us taking care of that. Yeah. I don't even think this closest city bus, I think, drops off between Ivy and ACT.
Nope, they're right
That's
what's changed.
Oh, there's one out there closer.
They stopped right at the front of the Oaknoll East driveway on their regular schedule.
There you go. Coming from an ex-Iowa City bus rider, she's got the schedules down. She knows the changes. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry. So how much has dining picked up since COVID? So it's slowly but surely picked up more and more. I mean, the last 3 days we've been busy in the open. I mean, pot roast, tacos, and Turkey Day. Of course, those are popular days. And so the last 3 days have been pretty popular. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they picked up a lot since I'll just say since the end of COVID. And I'd say the Oak Room is just as busy as it was before, not before COVID, but as when we opened up Third on Third, and now we've added Third on Third. So we've added that amount of sales, plus the Oak Room is constantly, getting steadier busier. So one thing, I haven't told the story in a long time. I think that we did a great job during COVID, getting meals to you, doing the right things to make sure we got them to your doorstep to get you taken care of. And the story I always tell is the community up in Cedar Falls that's similar to ours. And what they did is on Monday and Tuesday, they made up all these meals, and then they froze them, and then took them to the residence room and said, here's your meals for the next 5 days. So that, that's not the type of organization we are. And I feel like we really did a nice job taking care of the residents and making sure that they had food options. And I just wish, we could get staff hired, more and more staff.
I was going to say, I come in.
Yep.
I just want to say on behalf of the resident council how pleased we are with the dining services. It's really incredible, and I keep getting compliments all the time, and I just want to compliment you all and thank you very much for what you've done.